before I start this video, I want to let everybody know that's watching, man, I got a hell of a live stream. I'm going to be live today at 4 o'clock on the West Coast, 6 o'clock Central, and 7 o'clock Eastern time. Come check me out live today. Probably gonna have my man Money Brown TV, and we finna be cooking on all of these lives that these YouTube we've been coming out with. We gonna cook on, everybody mad at Turkey Ali Sheik, but he putting the best fights together. We gonna cook on Tank Shakur, Rayo, Pitbull. We gonna cook on the whole card that's coming up this weekend and everything that's been going on in boxing. So make sure today you come and check us out at 4 o'clock on the West Coast, 6 o'clock Central, and 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In this video, let's keep it a buck and talk about Jermell Charlo and Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin want his get back. He on Jermell Charlo's neck now that we know that Jermell Charlo is back, and he say that he's still the king of 154. Let's talk about that in this video, but before we do, make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and come cook with me. 2017 Jermell Charlo, Erickson Lubin. Man, for those who was around, because there's a lot of new boxing fans that don't even know Jermell Charlo and Erickson Lubin fought. A lot of boxing fans don't even know who Erickson Lubin is. For the ones that know about Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo, how that fight took place in 2017 and the hype around that fight, come holler at me. We gonna talk. They done brought up some old beef. And this is a fight that I was the first one that did a live when Jermell Charlo told everybody he was back and he was the king of 154. I said he need to fight Erickson Lubin. Now, I didn't know that the next day Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo was gonna be going at it. But this is what we gonna cook on, man. Back in 2017, man, Erickson Lubin was that dude. He was supposed to be the next big thing in boxing, coming up out of all the young cats. You see, Gervonta Davis was one of them. Erickson Lubin was one of them too. Errol Spence was one of them. But Erickson Lubin, he was like the younger one out of all of them, and he was wrecking shop in 154. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I've told this story before. I thought Erickson Lubin was gonna beat Jermell Charlo, man. Erickson Lubin, at that point in time, he looked like he couldn't be beat. But Jermell Charlo went out there and got him out of there in what was it, the first round? I mean, that fight didn't last no time. And yeah, man, it was sad for me because I lost a lot of money on Erickson Lubin. But I've always wanted to see the rematch, because Jermell just caught Erickson Lubin cold with some shit he didn't see. And, hey, it happens in boxing sometimes. We didn't really get to see them, go at it. I know that Erickson Lubin I knew at that point in time that Erickson Lubin was much better than the fighter we saw in the ring that night. He just didn't get a chance to get off. But with everything that's went on with Jermell Charlo, taking a long layoff after the Canelo Alvarez fight, he had a 17-month layoff before he fought Canelo Alvarez. So Jermell Charlo ain't been active at all. So when he came back and he was telling, the world that, hey, I'm back, and don't forget, I'm still him. I'm still the dude at 154, and I'm coming to take everything back. My suggestion was, I want to see Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo go at it. That's the fight that I feel need to happen, right? Because you don't want to see Jermell Charlo get in there against just some Rudy Poot that ain't got no name, because you can't go from fighting Canelo Alvarez on pay-per-view in a fight that was as big as it was and then come back and just start fighting Rudy Poots, you know what I'm saying, that don't have no name. Like, once you get on that level, you need to at least be able to fight other names, big names, right? Because, of course, 154, the fight that most boxing fans want to see is a Jermell Charlo and Terrence Crawford. Like, that's a big fight. That's one of the few big fights that can happen at 154 pounds, right? Jermell Charlo and Terrence Bud Crawford. Hell of a fight. But you don't want to, be on a long ass layoff and jump right in the ring with Bud Crawford, especially that he got a fight coming up this weekend. So I said, hey, a good fight, a great fight is a run back with Erickson Lubin. If Jermell Charlo can beat Erickson Lubin, then you can start, going after the Crawfords and the other top guys in the division to get your scraps back. But Erickson Lubin, as soon as he heard that Jermell Charlo was coming back, hey, Erickson Lubin jumped right on Jermell Charlo helmet, and let's talk about what they had to say to each other. So like I said, Erickson Lubin called him out immediately on X. And, he was just like, it's about time you back. Like, can I get that smoke? Can I get my get back? And then Jermell Charlo, he goes on there, he says, ha, 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 yep, you remember me? Right? Laughing at him like, yeah, you remember what I did to you? Something in my eye, damn. And then Erickson Lubin, right? He comes back and he said, I said, let's fight. You still stuck on 7 years ago. All them other ends gone and I'm still here. Like everybody else is gone. All them other ends is gone. Like the Jared Hurds, all them dudes you fought, Tony Harrison's, all them dudes, they ain't nowhere to be found. But I'm still right here. Let me get my run back and stop talking about what happened 7 years ago. Now, of course, Lubin gonna want him to stop talking about it. But man, he gonna rub that in Erickson Lubin's face every time he get a chance, right? So Jermell Charlo's response was, I think you can make a statement at 154, but not against me. Lately, I'm chilled. He says, your ego got you asking for the wrong beast. Our fight was history, which can never be undone. And then he says, but you said, where Charlo, I'm just letting you know nothing changed, right? So he's saying like, I don't want no smoke with you and we ain't gonna fight again. But you asked where Charlo and I'm letting you know I'm still here and I'm reminding you what I did to you 7 years ago. And he don't really sound like he want to fight, right? So Erickson Lubin, he goes on to talk about how back when he first fought Jermell Charlo, he said that he had to lose 40 pounds in 5 weeks. So he was weak going into that fight. Now, a lot of people going to say his excuses. It is what it is, he should have been in shape, right? But he said he had to lose 40 pounds in 5 weeks. He also said that, he was real green back then. He was young. And he said it's a different story. He said, I'm way more skilled than Jermell Charlo. My IQ is way higher than his. And I'm overall just better than he is. I'm a better fighter than he is. Now, I thought that back in 2017, but Jermell Charlo proved me wrong. Now, is Erickson Lubin a hell of a fighter? Yes, he's a hell of a fighter. But he has flaws in his game, right? Fighting somebody like Jermell Charlo that got a hell of a chin that can crack. Jermell Charlo can expose Erickson Lubin again because like Erickson Lubin, he don't got the best of chin, right? And also, Erickson Lubin don't have the best of defense, right? But he's still a hell of a fighter. I'm not going to take nothing away from him. Is it a possibility that he could beat Jermell Charlo? Hell yeah. Because I think that he's more skilled than Jermell Charlo all around when it comes to all around skill set. But they both skilled, I think it's a hell of a fight. A hell of a fight. Erickson Lubin can hurt Jermell too, But like I said, it don't seem like Jermell want that fight. He just, satisfied with talking about what happened in 2017 on some ha, I already beat you. I'm going to stick my tongue out at you and get you mad because I'm not rematching you. I ain't feeling that. I'm not feeling that, man. That's a great fight for both Jermell Charlo at this point in time and Erickson Lubin. Now, the thing is, it's still a dangerous fight for Jermell Charlo. Dangerous fight because he might mess around and get beat by Erickson Lubin and don't even make it to no Terrence Bud Crawford Crawford fight or any of these other guys that's at 154 that's holding these straps. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a great fight because if you can get past Erickson Lubin, then you know, and all the fans know that you ready for the smoke because Lubin ain't no easy task, you know, but you need a fight like that before you step in there against a Terrence Bud Crawford, because I think that if he beats Erickson Lubin, that's a big enough statement for people to want to see him and Terrence Bud Crawford. That fight gets that much bigger if he go back in there and beat Lubin again, right? That fight was 7 years ago. When you beat Lubin, Lubin was like 20 years old at the point in time, or maybe like 21, something like that. Lubin was young. He was green. You know, he didn't have no experience as a professional. So, yeah, I want to see Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo run it back, bro. Run it back with that man. That's what I'm about. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this fight. Erickson Lubin, Jermell Charlo rematch. Let me know. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit my like button. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subbed. And y'all already know how I do. Tego talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.